Hey guys, Mike Bills. Welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing the DC House 48 volt 100 amp hour metal cased golf cart battery. So this is DC House's new budget golf cart battery. They actually have two different metal case batteries. They have this battery and then they have one that looks a little bit beefier that costs a little bit more money. That's got a little bit nicer display and maybe some other features that are a little bit different. But this battery is meant to replace their plastic case battery. So I actually reviewed that before on the channel. I actually have it in service with my 48 volt solar power system, but you can see it right here. It's been running nonstop, no problem. And I really like that battery. The build quality was really good, especially for the price. Now this battery, if you buy it with the combo you see here on the table with the charger, you also get this little state of charge display, you get terminal covers, you get all this good stuff with it. Goes for $749. Or if you buy it without the charger, you'll still get everything else. It's actually $100 cheaper, so $650. So it still makes it well within the budget category of batteries, but I'm hoping this battery is just as well built, maybe even better because of the metal case than the previous one that we already reviewed. So just some quick specs on the battery. It's a 51.2 volt battery made for 48 volt golf carts. It has a 200 amp continuous BMS. It can do 250 amps for 30 seconds, and it can do 700 amps for 1 second. So it should be able to get you up really tall hills. If you have a really heavily loaded golf cart, this thing should support it no problem. It also has low temperature cutoff. It also has Bluetooth, so you can actually monitor it with the Bluetooth app on your phone, as well as using the little display that they include. And it weighs 95 pounds, so it is quite heavy, but that's kind of what you expect when you get a battery with this much capacity. All right, here's kind of a closer look at the battery. We have our main positive and main negative terminals right here on the side versus previously they were on the top. So they did move them there, and it looks like you have nice beefy terminals. And it also does come with the M8 bolts to go ahead and bolt your terminals up to that. You also get a power button and you get this little display port here. Now this doesn't come with a display that you can plug into this. This display actually works with the Bluetooth BMS. So it actually connects to that directly and you get all the display directly from that. But I guess you can upgrade and buy their external display and screw it into this. Now if you buy the more expensive golf cart battery that they have, it actually comes with a nicer display and it looks way nicer. It looks a lot like some of the other batteries that we reviewed, and it gives you a lot of information. So you get your main on off button right here. So you turn that on, it's going to turn the battery on, the output will work. And then you have this vent right here. This is more or less for safety to equalize the pressure in the battery itself. Because it's a metal case and it's so tightly sealed, you don't want to have a pressure buildup. And then on the back here, you get all your information right here about the battery, and that's pretty much it. The charger it comes with is actually a pretty nice charger. I already have one of these, so I've been using it for a long time now, and it works great. And it also does come with this little pigtail, so it allows you to mount this in the golf cart, or you can mount the whole charger with this in the golf cart if you want. And the charger's rated at 18 amps. So at 18 amps, it'll take a little over 5 hours to fully recharge this battery if you completely used up all the capacity. You also get all your different manuals. You get an app manual, the little display manual, the battery manual. You get this little piece of paper telling you about the anti-swelling fixture. I see this in all the DC House as well as the eco-worthy batteries. They all have the same little card in them. And from my experience reviewing batteries, they actually do have metal compression fittings inside the battery. So when we take this apart, we're going to take a better look at that. Get another spec card, the display, and then you also get the display mount. My other battery never came with this, but this is gonna allow you to bolt the display to the golf cart using these included hardware. And then you get some nice terminal covers as well. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn the battery on, so the output should be on. And then I'm gonna connect our little display with some alligator clips, and we're gonna see if this thing works. Now, one thing I've noticed about the display using it with my other battery, if you have a bunch of other Bluetooth batteries around, it does tend to pick those up. If you just have just this battery, you'll probably won't have any issues, but I've had issues with it connecting to other batteries in the past. So we're just gonna see what it does. See, right now it actually just connected to a 12 volt battery because it's showing 13.2 volts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till we get this on the golf cart to really show you guys the display. But it doesn't show you that much information. It gives you state of charge voltage, amperage, temperature, essentially everything that you can see with the BMS app, maybe just a little bit less information. All right, so there's what the DC House app looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that. We're going to search for the battery. All right, we went ahead and added the device. It's gonna be this battery right here. And as you can see, we're at 32%. The app's gonna give you state of charge, voltage, amperage, total power. You go over the data tab, you get also some more data. If you click on the voltage thing, I think there's a way you can look at the cell. Oh, here we go. You can look at all the individual cells to make sure you don't have any problem issues with that. So it's easy to make sure that all the cells are being properly balanced and notifications. So that's really it. I'd say it's pretty basic, but it does give you everything that you'd want to see. I'm going to go ahead and connect the charger to this thing to get it fully recharged so we can do a capacity test. And there we go. It shows we're charging with 17.3 amps. We're going to let that fully charge and see what it pulls for capacity. All right, we have our DC House metal case golf cart battery connected to our discharge rig. We're gonna be running the SunGold Power 5000 watt pure sine wave inverter, and that's gonna be running a battery charger. We're gonna put a 0.2C load on the system. So we're gonna be looking for 20 amps on this shunt right here. The shunt's also gonna record our total amp hours in the corner right here. The total's gonna go there, and we're gonna go ahead and turn the load on. And there we go, so about 21 amps. This should take about 5 hours to complete. Once it's done, we're gonna see our final number. The capacity test has just finished up on our DC House battery, and we got a grand total of 104.16 amp hours, so it passed. Time to get this installed in a golf cart and do some real testing. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this installed into my EasyGo RXV golf cart so we can do some real world testing. I'm gonna show you guys just how easy it is to install this battery. I'm gonna go ahead and get the seat popped off and we're gonna start removing the old batteries. So this cart already has lithium batteries in it. It's just a mix of 100 amp hour batteries that I've reviewed in the past, just series up together, and these work fine, but a purpose-made golf cart battery will definitely work a lot better, and it's gonna clean all this wiring up as well. All right, this thing's heavy. The wiring's pretty simple. Connect your main positive here, your main negative here. I'm also gonna install our charging harness and I'm gonna tuck that somewhere in the cart. That way I can still charge this thing easily. And there we go, guys. It's completely installed, ready to go. It literally took us all 5 minutes to connect. Depending on what type of golf cart you have, the wiring might be a little different. I would also suggest keeping the battery turned off until you're completely sure all your connections are safe, secure, and correct. And then you can power it on and you're ready to go. DC House battery is all installed. It's pretty much fully charged up. Now we're gonna go do some extreme golf cart testing with it just to show that this thing has plenty of power and torque with that battery installed. We're gonna put 3 people on this thing to really load it up and just see what kind of performance we get. I'm not gonna do a full range test, but we're gonna estimate the range based on the state of charge.
At it?
Yeah. Top speed. About right.
With 3 people in here?
3 people. Pretty dope, right? Sick, right? Oh god, don't take the corner too fast.
No, you are okay.
Don't take the corner too fast. All right, here we are at the off-road spot. We're gonna do a little bit of off-roading, 3 people deep. Now, a lot of people don't realize that golf carts are actually really good off-road, as long as you don't get them in mud, right?
Yes.
Because that's open dip. Do you think this is how our ancestors explored stuff?
Probably.
Oh god, it looks a little soft.
It looks like it's soft. Oh yeah, we're screwed. As long as you don't get in mud. Put it in reverse, Terry.
Just go straight back, you think?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, let me get out and I'll push.
All right. No, you don't got to push. Y'all just both hop out.
I don't want muddy shoes.
No, it's not muddy on that side.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Stay in there.
Oh no, we're sliding deeper into the mud. Bro, it's getting worse. I'm gonna try to go forward. I'm gonna try to see if I can just get it out. It didn't look wet.
I knew it. I heard it.
It's recording. Is it recording?
Yes.
As soon as you drove in.
And on today's episode of... Oh.
Oh god!
There we go. That's how we do it in Texas.
Now there's gonna be mud all over us.
Well, it's gonna flake off and dry. Dude, it was spraying. All right, here we go. Here's the tall grass test to get all the mud off. Oh god. What do y'all think of the battery's performance?
It's doing good. It's not shutting off like the last one.
That's true.
The mud is slinging off and it's getting all over me. Oh lord.
Well, I gotta get it to sling off.
It's doing really well. Dang.
Oh, there goes my
That battery got torn.
This lady looks like Karen. She might call the cops.
Hey, they're ripping a golf cart, not on a golf course. You think it'll crawl up it?
Oh.
Or
You think that's muddy? Because this would be a good hill climb.
nah, you're good.
Oh,
Go fast, not slow down.
I don't want it to snap. It's a little muddy.
Go fast.
Oh, I gotta test the crawling. All right, here we go, crawling up a hill. This thing does so good. You guys are bad in.
And it has solar panels on the top of this thing.
And it has lights.
This thing's kind of decked out. You gotta admit, as far as golf cart.
Oh, it's bottoming out.
A little bit. Yeah, the springs are pretty soft. All right, there's how much battery we have. We have 91%. All right, I'm gonna mat it. We're gonna see how many amps it pulls. Dang, we saw 202 amps for a second. That's pretty good. We have 91%, so we could probably cruise all day with this battery. Right?
Correct.
Whoa!
All right, I'm gonna try to climb that.
Oh lord. You gotta. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get up the curve.
Go straight up. Like you're never gonna make it like that. Yep. See?
That's crazy how much torque this has.
We're good.
Yeah, so if you want to do field driving in your golf cart, it'll definitely do it just fine. To be fair though, this golf cart has an AC motor drive, so it's very torquey.
Exactly. Alright, I think you need coilovers on this thing.
Max peening rods.
I don't know. Oh, he's great for trailer hitch.
All right, off-road spot number 2. Wait, we gotta check the motor temp. Okay, so nothing's crazy hot.
How do you know? Your temperature gauge?
I mean, I know when something's hot. If it burns my hand, it's hot. If not, that's good.
I'm gonna drop it.
All right, this thing's been pretty good so far. What are you gonna do?
Just a little.
Extreme golf cart testing, video 10. Oh, precious copper.
Going off-roading already?
Yeah, you don't have your off-roading.
I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold both of you.
All right, slow down. Go where it's smooth.
Slow down, slow down. You want to drive?
I mean, I guess you're right. All right, we just pulled this thing back out of the golf cart. As you guys saw, we did some pretty extreme testing. We got over 200 amps of current. My golf cart really doesn't pull a ton of energy, but we were 3 people deep in the golf cart. It ran just fine, never cut off once, never felt like it was slowing down. It did amazing. Now, as far as range, a lot of people ask about range testing and all that. It's just hard to do on a golf cart because there's not necessarily an odometer on it. And I don't have a ton of areas to just go rip a golf cart for 4 hours straight. My estimated range would be anywhere between 40 to 60 miles. And it would be on the higher end if you weren't flat to the floor the whole time like I was. And my golf cart goes 19 miles an hour. If you're going slower than that, this will easily probably go a lot more than that. So just kind of keep that in mind. But I would say worst case scenario, 40 miles. And that's if you're really dogging it. If you're actually going to use this to play golf, you can probably do several rounds of golf on it, no problem. And that's about average for all the other 100 amp hour golf cart batteries that I've tested. I normally get about the same range. Let's go ahead and do the teardown and see what the build quality looks like on this battery. Now, the previous DC House battery that we tested, the plastic case variant, was built pretty well for the price. So I'm hoping this thing is just as good, if not better. And being the metal case, all you got to do is pull all the perimeter screws out. All right, here we go. First look. We have some fiberglass insulation seats. They glued on the top, so there's no risk of short circuits on the metal case. Here's a really good close-up look. Lid just off. We have a little bit of foam here to help support the lid so it doesn't cave in. We have a nice beefy BMS right here, which is good because the rating of this thing needs to have a beefy BMS. This BMS looks familiar too. I think I've seen this in some of the other golf cart batteries that we've tested, but because it's a 200 amp continuous BMS, you do want this to be quite beefy. We have a nice heat sink. It's also very well secured. It doesn't move around. I'm not sure how they attach it, but it looks like it's attached to a roughly 5mm thick piece of fiberglass board. Very thick material right there. They put a lot of sealant on all the connections, which I think is important, especially in a golf cart application, because this is gonna be subject to vibration. So this is gonna help make sure none of those connectors that they plug in into the BMS are gonna come out. Now, it could make it a pain if you ever have to go in here and unplug anything. I think for most people, as long as the battery is assembled correctly, you should never have to mess with that. And I think they're better off putting sealant there anyway. So good on them for that. That is an extra step that they didn't have to do. Our main negative wire right here from the BMS, it's made up of 3, looks like 6 or 8 gauge wires, very thick silicone wiring, and they put these abrasion wrapping on here. They put this abrasion resistant wrapping on it. This is going to protect the cables from chafing. It's also going to protect it from heat and all that. So it's an extra layer of insulation to keep the wiring safe. The wiring coming from the battery is also 3 conductors, and it goes down to a ring terminal right here, which I'll bring you guys in closer to show y'all. Main terminals have these nice large boots, and they have nicely crimped ring terminals, and those are bolted down to the main lug terminals that go to the outside of the case, and these are really thick, heavy duty. Same with the positive, all that looks good. And it looks like we have one single 4 gauge short piece of wire that they bend from the main positive terminal of the battery to the main positive terminal of the case where our connection point is. There is no fuse or anything there, so all the protection is going to be provided by the BMS, which is pretty commonplace. As far as wire management, there is some tape holding down the harness, and then the balancing harness itself, it kind of looks like it goes both ways like that, and it also is sheaved, so there's no loose wires. There's also a temperature sensor right here that's nicely routed. And there's also a zip tie here and here that hold the balance harness down to the main sheet. Our main power button right here, also a ton of silicone goo to help secure that, make sure it can't come loose. And then same here for the vent. I'm gonna try to see if I can't get this whole assembly out of the case so we can take a better look at the cells. This is gonna be the lead that's gonna connect the 2 8-cell packs to series them up, and also is sheaved. It's also a very thick, feels like 4 gauge wiring with nicely crimped terminals, heat shrinked, and all that. This side has a little safety rubber cap. This one doesn't. Here's kind of a better look at the main terminals. They feel really heavy, and as you can see, really thick plated material. I think the most difficult part about taking this apart is getting all the goo off right here to remove the main power switch and the communication port. I also don't want to damage anything. The vent looks like it'll just unscrew, and I think once all that's out, we can literally slide the whole pack out of the case. I think I almost have it ready to come out. I have these loose, but there's really no way to unplug them without destroying all the silicone here. I did have to chip out all the silicone here. They did not skimp out on the silicone, so that's good. That's gonna keep all the connections really safe from vibration, but yeah, there was a lot. So I'm trying to just slide the battery enough to where we can see the overall build structure. What I can see here using these little 8mm bolts is there's more likely a cage within this case that's helping compress the cells. All of the DC House batteries, as well as the eco-worthy batteries that I've taken apart in the past, have a metal reinforced frame, so that seems to be a very common thing that DC House and eco-worthy does, and every single one has been very well built. So I expect this to be the same. I just want to verify that. But like I said, just looking at these bolts here, there's 100% going to be some metal straps running across it. They didn't just throw all the cells in a metal case, throw a sheet of fiberglass on it, throw a BMS, and call it a day. They really went, I think, above and beyond to make this thing strong, which is what you'd want out of a golf cart battery, because if this shorts out or something bad happens and you're out playing golf, you could be stranded. I also do have to be careful because all the battery terminals are going to be on the outside. So you're going to have 8 cells connected in series here, as well as on the bottom. There are 2 big sheets of fiberglass preventing any sort of short circuits, but I do want to be careful sticking any tools in there, because if I arc those bars, we could short something out. We don't want to do that. I managed to dig through the silicone right here. So we got the power switch and our smart port disconnected. Oh, okay, there we go. Dang, that was a pain. All right, that was kind of a pain, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of struggled there for a minute. Here's the battery cube itself. The terminals are here and here. The battery's obviously upside down. I'm gonna go ahead and flip them like this. We do have some foam on the bottom, fiberglass insulation sheet here, as well as on the edges, kind of like we talked about. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this sheet off so we can see what the connections look like. Very nicely laid out. Balance harness nicely taped up. And keep in mind, you would never be able to see this. So if they did a really bad job, it would be able to be covered up completely and you would never know. But it all looks pretty good. Bolted terminals, they're not soldered. There's no solder in this. You have a temp sensor bolted to the terminal here as well to keep track of the temperature going on in this area. Nice laser welded bus bars with expansion gaps to be able to expand and contract. There's also fish paper right here, as well as between all the cells to provide insulation between each other. So there's a lot of insulation going on here. They definitely insulated it really good. You can see the metal strap here. There's also one on the top, and those hold or sandwich these 2 metal plates on the side to help sandwich the battery together. It's almost 2 separate packs. So you have a pack on one side, a pack on the other, and those packs are essentially attached together, put in series to give you your 16S 51.2 volt battery. I did go ahead and check the QR code on the battery cells using our QR decoder. These are Rept brand battery cells. We have seen those in other batteries before, and they do tend to do pretty good, 100 amp hours, and they're not also very old. They're from the middle of last year. They're not like 5-10-year-old cells, so that's good to see. And that's really it. The other side of the battery is gonna look identical to this side. So overall, I think this thing's built pretty well for the price. I'm gonna go ahead and try to slap this thing back together. That way we can still use it, but I really like what I see overall for the price. Once again, DC House doesn't disappoint. I've never seen anything crazy bad in any of their batteries, and I'm happy to say that this continues that. All right, guys, well, that's really it for the battery review, test, and teardown. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, thank y'all so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end of the video. Overall, the DC House battery appears to be a pretty good value for the money. It seems to be built pretty well. It passed all the testing that we were able to put it through, and I think it'd be a good choice if you're trying to upgrade your golf cart. The only thing I think that could be better, and it's kind of a small nitpick, but I kind of thought about it after I was putting the battery together, is the power switch right here. You can't really tell it's on unless you look at it. It's indented a little bit. So the only thing I wish they would do maybe a little bit differently is add one of those light up switches that when you press it, you get a little green ring that turns on. That way you know the battery's on. And that way you can easily look in the golf cart if this thing's kind of buried and you'll be able to see if the battery's on or not. They do recommend you turn this thing off if it's gonna be sitting for more than a certain amount of time. So if you know you're not gonna ride your golf cart for a while, I would charge the battery up, turn it off, and just leave it be. That way none of the cells go too low and it dies or something weird happens to it. So that's kind of a small nitpick, but other than that, this thing's great. Now I will say the first DC House golf cart battery we reviewed, the plastic case version doesn't even have a switch. So it's cool that they did actually add a switch. And it also has a little display port. This doesn't come with that display. This comes with that little Bluetooth display, which is still better than nothing. I wonder how much more they would have to increase the price just to give you the display with it. Personally, I would love to have the actual nice display that some of the other golf cart batteries have. You can mount it and see all the statuses and all that. The metal case appears to be pretty heavy duty, and I think this thing would give you years and years of service life. But that's it, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. As always, thank y'all so much for watching to the end, and I will see y'all in the next video.